Hi, how's it? We're in the next part now. Okay? I'm speaking about social media platforms. And in the previous part, please go check it out. I'm talking about the censorship movement, right? And how the Lord is going to proliferate the gospel whether or not you want him to, through his disciples. And any social media platform that is not in the business of smothering the words of believers is going to thrive. Do you understand? So if you bless the church, know and understand that so too are you going to be blessed. Think about Israel. God's foreign policy for Israel is very simple. Bless my people and I will bless you. Curse them and I will curse your land. So, since the Lord is the same today, tomorrow, and forever, you must understand that the glory of his gazing lovingly upon a people group for Israel will also necessarily accrue to the church who have embraced his son. So therefore, you can, by implication, also suggest or conclude, that if you bless the church, you too will be blessed. Since the Lord, upon the days of having great favor over Israel, said, if you bless my people, I'll bless you. If you curse them, I'll curse you. So since now, the people who are not his people are now his people, the Gentiles, who have embraced Jesus, we now get the benefits of the Hebrews, in the sense that if you bless us as a Christian, if you give us a glass of water to drink, the Lord is going to bountifully bless you. So if you are a social media platform that is in the business of bringing down entire platforms, entire accounts, never mind videos of Christians, overnight you go and you check out, you open your YouTube channel and you find that it's all gone. Nastasia Grace experienced something of that nature. They deplatformed one of her accounts on YouTube, and the girl had not even uploaded anything taboo on that channel. I think she had not uploaded in a minute. She went into that channel to go and check, and based on stuff that she said literally months ago, YouTube brought the whole video down, the whole account down, the whole channel was brought down. She did a video feeling all blessed and happy because she found some old videos that were in that old channel, and she's going to be re-uploading them on her new channel. But if the girl did not have a backup channel or a main channel, she would have been just made to lose 30,000 subscribers in one sitting, and all of her content that she did not back up onto any kind of external hard drive in one failing swoop. And YouTube did not even give her an explanation or a reason. They just took it away and she could no longer log on anymore. They took the gospel from that audience belonging to that channel overnight, just like that. And YouTube thinks that they can keep doing stuff like this to the most important people on the earth. Frankly, that's what Christians are. They think they can keep doing that to the most important people on the planet because we are giving the most important message on the planet. And so God gazes upon us with great favor. They think they can do that and have God not gradually decline their relevance the way that he gradually declined the relevance of BlackBerry Messenger. And now WhatsApp is the main social media chat platform. How under heaven any organization at all can imagine itself immovable and unuprootable when history has shown that there are prolific organizations that have come and gone and one day ultimately found themselves getting liquidated because they were no longer relevant. And if you are still dealing with a people on the ground that want to be able to say what they want to say, do what they want to do, and still get ahead in so saying what they want to say and do what they want to do, they're going to get fed up like Trevor Noah, that even though you have hired them to speak smack about what is right for years, they're going to get to a time when they're just so exasperated with lying to themselves that they're eventually going to literally have a whole bunch of Freudian slips on television and then end up being made to quit their jobs. When I found out that Trevor Noah was at the Daily Show for 7 years, I was like, my goodness, that number is no coincidence. Literally, that is the number of God's completion. That was the number of time that it would take for a person to finally be like, I can't, and for people to eventually kick them to the curb. He was inducted into a seriously ominous space that caused him to grow fuzzy hairs and another ear. He mutated into another person altogether from who it is that he originally was, and it took 7 years for God to bring him full circle to, I guess, the point of no return, at least in accordance to his network and also in accordance to likely himself. He was bursting at the seams, oozing out of his veins was neutrality, and all he could do was vomit it, and he was fired for being just honest. If you keep on getting rid of people, I can't say this enough, the United States is under judgment. If you keep on getting rid of people, not because they have lost their competence, but because they've lost their ability or their willingness to be a mindless drone. God, who is the one who gives minds to think that this world might thrive, be fruitful, and multiply, he is going to neutralize that force that is taking away from people's ability to use their talents. Think about regimes of old that are very destructive and oppressive. They were brought low because people could not use their comprehensive suite of talents. Slavery. Black people could not learn how to read. They could not learn how to write. They could not study at universities. They were people born with brains just like everybody else. And a conglomerate of racist white supremacists were like, I don't care that you've got the ingenuity of Marie Curie, and through radiation, you're going to bring about 5G one day, you don't know it. I don't care if you've got the intelligence of Einstein. I don't care if your mind is larger than that of Stephen Hawking, albeit having been a fool, the guy was smart, we can't take that away from him. I don't care if you have got buxom brains. Bottom line is, you're going to till fields. You're going to plant seeds. And if you complain, I'm going to whip you. I'm also going to hang you, and I'm going to separate you from your kids, so you can't even show that you can even be a good mom and dad. That is what slavery did. It took away from the gifting in mankind, in among a certain people groups, and said you don't get to use it because this is what you're going to do. Now, in the parable of the talents, it is written that if you don't use your gifts and your talents, God is going to bind you hand and foot and throw you into the outer furnace, and in that place be accounted a place with the unbelievers. So if God says if you deliberately sit around on your talent, you are going to be in trouble, what then for people who sit on others' talents and make sure that they can't, even if they wanted to use them? What do you think God is going to do? Hey, it is written in God's word that offenses must come, we get it, but woe to the man through whom those offenses come. So if you are a person that is censoring the gifting of people, you are creating a slave conglomerate that you're telling, this is what you will do, as opposed to that. When you have been naturally sweetened with particular talents that you now cannot use, because in order to eat your bread and to be safe and comfortable, you gotta say something that is not up to you to say, or in your desire set to speak. Y'all need to understand that what the censorship movement is at the present moment is this random, dark, ominous environment that is forcing people to bury their talents in the ground. Your ability to critique, to extrapolate information from an ecosystem and make out of it a sound argument is a talent. And that's what Trevor Noah was able to do with his comedy. And the Daily Show told him, no, you're not going to be able to do that. You can joke and make people laugh as much as you want, but you don't get to be critical thinking. You don't get to be a thought leader. You don't get to innovate a way of thought that might actually transform a paradigm shift and move it to another location. When you cannot do what God has blessed you, giftedly so, from your mama womb, when you can't do that, you guys, on that day, your inability to do it will be measured by God as to whether or not it was your own decision to ignore your talent, or if somebody sat on your chest and decided you're not going to use your talent. So you are the one that is walking in an offense, but woe to the man through whom offenses must come. So woe to YouTube, because it is through YouTube and TikTok that offenses are coming to a conglomerate of world citizens that can't speak their minds, that can't be as eloquent as they want to, that can't use their gift of the gab, their oratory powers, that cannot basically speak their minds and share that amazing noodle inside the skull over here that God gave for us to bring the earth to the level that it is at now, technologically as advanced as we are. It is because the Lord has given us indeed glory to do that. It is the glory of man to search out matter, while it is the glory of God to conceal it. So upon then unraveling and searching out and finding out matters, and so therefore sharing them, if somebody's going to stop that and so stop the glory of man, they also then indirectly are an affront to the glory of God. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it is the glory of man to search it out. If you can't search out a matter and share with everybody like a nice little archaeologist what you have found, you on that day are either sinning or have been made to sin by others who are preventing you from walking in your glory. YouTube is preventing people from walking in their glory. And in so doing, such a thing as that are going to be handled by a God who will fulfill every last letter of his word. The Lord God Almighty is not for crying out loud, you guys. He is not going to allow the most prolific social media platform for video streaming on the earth to smother Christians and get away with it. That's what I'm trying to help you understand. The primary prerogative for mankind's existence on the earth is to worship God and for us to make disciples of all nations. God is gathering for himself a people, and if there is a platform that is largely reaching of the world's population that can indeed get that done, if it starts to thwart the gospel, God is going to move it out the way. Next part.